want to acknowledge a lot of people who made tonight happen and who make our events happen. First and foremost, the Los Angeles Times, they are a presenting sponsor, and they really have enabled us to have a lot of things that we have that make this possible. So I want to thank Los Angeles Times. And by the way, I'm going to go through a bunch of thank yous, and then we're going to have one massive acknowledgement with clapping hands at the end rather than doing it piecemeal, which would take up time. I want to next thank Living Green and Ellen Strickland in the back. Living Green has been our host for many of our events and could not think of a better venue. And hopefully you'll get a chance to look around when you're done, so thank you to Living Green. Ellen, by the way, is also part of our advisory board. And Living Green team, many people are volunteering their time tonight, so please thank them when you see them. Whole Foods provides the delicious feast. Hopefully you've had some of that. Everson Design Group for our beautiful new logo. I don't know if anybody's seen this. It's got a little bit of a partridge thing happening. That was by design. We kind of like it. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Parducci Wine, Steez, Mountain Valley Water for glass bottled water, Cliff Bar. There are Cliff Bars up here. I didn't find them easily, so I'm just pointing them out. You can take many of those. Greener by Design for the biodegradable products you're using. Media Fabricators, Inc. for the AV rental. They are AV rental specialists. Of course, our panel and moderator, all of our advisory board members in attendance, and if you could just raise your hand for advisory board folks, because those are people you can talk to about the SBC, which I will explain, we'll talk about in a second. Perry Dozlu, Perry, our program manager, program director. Where's Perry? Perry? Back behind screen, can't see her, but hopefully you'll get a chance to meet Perry. And then a bunch of volunteers. Christopher Maynard, by the way, last time I so massively got names wrong, but I've been practicing, man, I am so psyched. Christopher Maynard, Gabriella Brockhoff, Sarah Marr, Christine Surla, Robert Elders, Brandy Howell, Giovanna, where are you, videographer, which I will tell you guys about in a second. Derek Hudson, our photographer. So we're recording this event, actually for the first time, and we're going to have it available at our site, sustainablebc.org. So we'll start to do that, podcasts. We hope that you find that kind of cool, although you should come to the events too. We did a podcast of last event too, the WaterWise event, so you can find that there. The SBC, for those of you, how many new people? Cool, that's a massive retention. We'd like to see that, because everyone else who didn't raise your hand, you've been here before, theoretically. Unless you just don't like raising hands. But the SBC is a networking group designed to facilitate both education and networking opportunities for people who work in sustainable businesses or who aspire to do so. So we hope our basic model, which we try to do each quarter, is schmooze, panel schmooze, industry focused. We've done a bunch of these over the last 3 years. Our next event is Tuesday, December 2nd, here at Living Green. The topic is green investing in finance. So we're going to have Lehman Brothers, AIG, Fannie Mae. They're going to talk about sustainable businesses.
Not so sustainable, huh?
You know, honestly, I was worried about people getting that joke, so thank you very much. So we're going to have a bunch of people talking about sustainable investing and finance. And feel free to contact Perry if you have ideas for panelists, and particularly if you want to help sponsor our events, because we are a nonprofit. We're 501c3, so you're able to deduct large portions of everything, actually. You can deduct $20 from tonight's event because it's all donated. And that's why it's important to acknowledge the people who provide, who volunteer and who provide our support, because it's all free. I missed the big thank you, so can everybody thank them by clapping? And Thank you. And so make sure when you have our sponsors or you meet people, just tell them how much you love their support of our events. We'd really appreciate that. So we're in the process of revamping our website. So if any of you can provide technical assistance or even fresh content, if you want to write articles for us, we'd really appreciate that. Again, contact Perry. And we're going to start having features on sustainable businesses, and so we'll hopefully be able to talk about some of the things you're doing. Okay, without further ado, I want to introduce our moderator, John Roberts. And by the way, the bios of all these folks were supposed to be on the website, and they will be on the website very shortly. Volunteer help, hard to, you know what I'm saying? But, so you'll be able to find that, although everybody should talk a little bit, I hope, about just background. But anyway, thank you very much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. And John?
Thank you. Good evening and welcome down. I want to officially welcome you all here tonight to a topic that's very close to my heart. My name is John Roberts. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker and a strategic communications consultant for some environmentally conscious organizations, including Evisa Design, the one who did the logo that's on your name tag. This topic, in my humble opinion, is very, very, very important because in order to make the sustainability movement sustainable, I believe the media is going to have to play a really critical role. Basically, we don't lack, in my opinion, for good ideas on how to solve the environmental crisis as much as we lack the will and the sense of urgency to follow through on the good ideas. And I believe the media can have a very powerful role in helping us get leverage so that we can get a critical number of people on board to do all the good things that we know we should be doing, but that we're not even currently talking about a lot in the mainstream media. So I think this is a very critical conversation. I'm excited to be a part of it. It's something I think and talk about to an almost obsessive degree. I'm also excited about it because we happen to be in Los Angeles, which is one of the cultural epicenters of the country and of the world, and a lot of the media gets made here. So we have, I think, a responsibility as well as a huge opportunity to make a difference through the media that we create here. And this is where that conversation's happening. So suffice it to say as an introduction that I firmly believe we're in the right room, having the right conversation at the right time to play a genuine part in moving this movement forward. So having said that, let me shift gears and talk about just what the process is going to be. I'm going to be asking questions of these panelists for about an hour or so that you can become as inspired and enamored with them as I am after having gotten to talk to them over the last couple days. Then we're going to open up the floor so that you guys can ask some questions. You'll probably have some questions coming up as they speak. So hold on to them and we'll let you ask some after they speak for a little while. And then after that we're going to open up and let everyone network because meeting people is a big part of being a sustainable business professional. So there'll be time for that as well. So having said that, let me just switch gears and get into the actual content so you can meet the people that you came here to meet. You know enough about me. If you have any other questions, you can come talk to me afterwards. But we have a very impressive group here. And what I'm going to do, instead of trying to articulate your accomplishments, I'm going to just go down and one at a time have Renee, Dave, Elizabeth, and Michael speak for a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes or less, just on who you are and how you ended up here tonight.